Welcome to another edition of Preventing Sunday Scaries. I'm Dr. Henry Ernst. Welcome to another edition. Hope everything's going great. Hope everybody's having a great summer. We're kicking into gear. I call it wisdom tooth season in our practice. So I was thinking about it, and over these last few weeks there, it's been kind of hectic and crazy. Took my daughter to Orlando. We're gearing up for my wife's 50th birthday cruise coming up. So we're going to spend a week just celebrating uh, 50 years of life. So lots of fun. So kind of got stuck in the weeds here. And I was like, what am I going to talk about this week? And I just did an exercise that I thought was kind of interesting. I took all of my coaching calls for the last 8 months and I just kind of put them into AI and said, what's the most common thread here? And when I do business coaching, we have a systemized every month we're going over different things to make your business better. But I usually give the business owner the floor in the beginning, say, hey, what's top of mind? What's going on? And you know what the number one thing is one team member that's causing trouble. And it's usually, when we go back in time, it's usually because the owner hired this person for their skills and not their character. And that was the lesson that I wanted to come bring across this week here. And one specific example of a coaching client that I was just talking with, and he has an amazing dental assistant that he hired, and she's amazing. She does CEREC scans, doesn't have to design the crown. She designs everything, and amazing, but very toxic, very rude to the other team members. And it's just causing a big problem. And I feel like some business owners, no matter what business you're in, you feel like you're, hamstrung, right? Like you're blackmailed. I can't get rid of her. She's so good. What's going to happen? I'm going to be shorthanded. So, really simple. Here's the lesson that I want to bring across today. Let's hire for character, not for skill. The next time you're interviewing somebody, don't say to yourself, can this person do this job? I want you to think, I'm going to spend the next 5 years every day in this business with this person. Is this the type of person that I want in this office? Is this the type of person I want representing our business and is going to show, great character, compassion, empathy for all the people they work with? And that's what I want you to focus on, because you know what? I can teach skills. I can teach skills, but I cannot teach character, humility, integrity. So what are some things that we can do to try to focus on this? So let's go through an interview process. In our office, if we're hiring somebody for certain positions, dentist, hygienist, office manager, or somebody, almost anybody, we'll usually do a lunch interview process. Here's how this works. They come in, maybe they've met me, and we invite them to go to lunch with some of our team members. A lot of times it's with our leadership team members. And I don't go. The owner should not go. And you give them the credit card. They're not going to the Ritz-Carlton for lunch here, but they're going somewhere for lunch. What's the purpose? The purpose is your team is going to be like a spy, right? They're just watching this person in everyday settings. How do they treat a server? Do they hold the door open? Are they polite? Are they on their phone? Are they rude to other team members when the owner's not there and they're just playing nice around the owner? So that's one thing that I find really valuable, because I would much rather find something out ahead of time. We've had instances where a potential candidate has been rude to a server. We've had instances where the candidate all of a sudden feels so comfortable, they're talking about very improper things, right? For the cost of lunch, you may prevent yourself from making a bad choice here. So I love the lunch interview. Some people take it to the next level. Well, they'll even tell the server to mess up their drink order, give them a Sprite instead of a Coke or something like that, right? And just see how they react. So I love that. Some of these things, some of you already know perhaps, but red flags. The moment that they're crapping on their prior office, right? just that's a huge red flag. We just recently hired a hygienist, and that was my question to her when I got to talk with her. I said, "So why are you leaving your other office?" And she basically just said, I thought this was very polite and respectful. You know what? My prior office, sometimes the doctor's schedule is not consistent, and it really affects my ability to work and produce. And I thought that was great because she was honest. She wasn't really poo-pooing the office in a negative way. And I think you should always look for that too. Because no matter whatever happens, like on my side, if an employee is ever terminated, I promise you, I never say anything negative about them. I wish them well and stuff like that. And it should be the same way with somebody coming in, right? And also, instead of just listening, watch. Do they arrive on time? Are they dressed properly? How are their interactions with other people? So I just wanted to get this across because one step on the front end can prevent a lot of grief on the back end. So I have never, ever regretted passing up on a potential employee with great skills. Never, right? But I will not compromise on somebody with a good character and a good work ethic because one bad team member with bad character, bad work ethic can really make you lose 5 team members. And is that really worth it? So take it home, right? Think about it. Next time you're interviewing, don't think, can they do the job? Think, do I want to spend time with them? Do I want them representing my business that I've worked so hard for? So it's the number one issue that I've had over the last 8 months. So if you're wondering, what does Dr. Ernst see? That's what's out there, guys. So let's everybody have a great week. Everybody, let's focus on these little steps one at a time, prevent those Sunday scaries, and have a great week. Let's go get it.